Wow, it's kind of neat little gadget they got up here. Yeah. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. It works. Well, welcome to the first ever press conference in the new building. This is pretty cool. You know, the seats are the same, but the building is different, and what a great day it's been, man. Just been an unbelievable day in so many ways. Just a lot of emotions today, all across the board, from just excitement about the new class, excitement and joy about the new building, excitement about my son, sadness about my friend, and just been quite a day. It really has. But so good to see so many people today, and most importantly, to have a great group of young men that signed up to come be a part of our program. As I said this morning, it's always exciting when young people choose to come be a part of our program. First of all, we got better because we had a great group leave. And we got some very talented guys that came in here to kind of fill some voids and to continue to move forward. But I just love it when these guys, choose to be a part of our program because we lay it out for them. We don't sugarcoat anything. We're very open and transparent in how we recruit and talk about our program. And so it scares a lot of guys off, I really believe, but that's a good thing. And, but it's exciting because there's a lot of really, really talented football players that really want to be a part of the way we do things here. And that never gets old for me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the players, their parents for buying in and believing in who we are and how we do things here at Clemson. This is a small class. It's the smallest class that we've had since '09, my first class. But another excellent group of quality young men. I think it's our 7th top 15 class in a row. We've become very, very consistent in how we recruit and really how we do everything, whether it's academically, how we compete on the field, how we respond to certain things. And I don't have any doubt that this will be another excellent group that'll join the fold. The thing for me is, as I'm always evaluating our program and our personnel, this is the 3rd year in a row that the winningest senior class in school history has left the building. 3 years in a row. So we've had a lot of really talented, and it's just kind of the next group's got that challenge. They just kind of one-up them. And so we've had a lot of really good players that have walked out the door. And, so it's critical that we bring in the right folks in the front door when you got the other group leaving. And that's what we've done. We've got a very specific way that we recruit, and we don't really compromise. We don't make a lot of mistakes. We're certainly not perfect, but we work really, really hard in evaluating these guys, and because we really want championship people and players. That's really how it starts for us, and we stay disciplined to that and how we go about our business. And I really think we've done that with this group. We had 4 mid-years and then 10 signees today, 14 guys. And, again, small class, but most of them have been committed since the summer. We met all of our critical needs. That's the other thing. We don't just fly by the seat of our pants and just go recruit guys. We stick to our plan, and we focus on the needs that we have, and then we move on. We're loyal to the guys that are here, and we believe in developing the players that are already here on the roster. We met our needs. I don't have any doubt with this group. Plus, we always work really hard to bring in a few walk-on guys that we think fit our culture and fit the program. We've got 2 or 3 this year, and really only one that I can talk about per the rules, and that's my son Will. So, really special day for me to have Will choose to be a part of our program. Really special. I had a chance to go over to Daniel and celebrate that for him. Will grew up here. He's going to preschool, kindergarten, elementary, middle, and high school. And, he's grown up a Tiger, and this has been his dream. He had, 3 or 4 or 5 opportunities to go other places. And to me, as his father, I'm really proud of him in how he kind of handled himself in high school and how he's handled all the other stuff. But as the coach, I'm even more proud, because if there's anybody that knows any wart that we may have in the program and knows the people inside and out, it's my son. And for him to choose to, want to stay here and be a part of that, I think that's the best compliment that I can give the people in this building. So I'm very thankful, and that's one of the reasons I want to have a great culture here, because I want my own son to want to be a part of that. So it's exciting to have him come join us, and he's a good little wide out, and I don't have any doubt he'll carve out a niche for himself there, and he has a chance to help us right away as a holder. He's held for 5 years, and with our first 2 guys, Seth and Teasdall, moving on, there's a void there. So just excited to have him join the fold, and look forward to getting started with him. Very young team this year. That was something that I guess a lot of people didn't really pay much attention to, because we had some really headline type talent in Deshaun and Mike and some guys like that, but really young team, and that's why we could only sign 14 guys. And next year's class is probably going to be the same or smaller. So you're talking about 2 years in a row. I mean, right now we have 10 scholarships for next year. That's what we got. 9 guys, and we have 1 guy that moved on, and we got 9 seniors on scholarship. So, that's what we got. And now you anticipate there might be a few juniors that maybe come out next year. So maybe that number grows a little bit, but I don't anticipate it being much bigger than where we are this year. And again, maybe less. But so the bad news is that we've a couple small classes in a row coming up. The good news is we got a lot of champions on this team. We got a lot of guys that have been a part of a lot of winning that are right here in this program. We were a freshman sophomore football team this year. Next year we will be a sophomore junior team. So our next big class where we'll be able to sign a full group will be in 2019. So just weird how it all works out, but really excited about this group. Again, I think this group keeps us moving forward and helps us to continue to have that competitive depth that we like. The 4 mid-years in the spring is huge for us. We've had kind of different. We've had 1 year we had a bunch, and then we've had 1, and we've had 4 or whatever different numbers. But we got 4 really good mid-years that we're excited about: a quarterback, 2 backers, and an offensive lineman. I think it's great to have them on campus and get a head start with them, especially with a small class. And then the rest of the guys will be joining us this summer. The breakdown for this year's group, we've got 8 guys on offense, 3 offensive linemen, 2 quarterbacks, 2 receivers, and 1 running back. And then over on the defensive side, we split it up 2, and 2. 6 guys, 2 DNs, 2 linebackers, 2 DBs, both of them corners. Really excited about the breakdown of the class. And I think the other thing to point out is it's a small class, but the biggest thing with our program that has changed over the last 5 or 6 years is just the reach of our brand. People, they know Clemson, and young players, they want to come and check it out. They want to come see Clemson. And the thing we've always known is when people come visit Clemson, usually they're going to like it. So it's really, really good to have the reach that we have. We signed kids from 10 different states, and a couple states that were a little different. We go back and got one from Ohio. We hadn't had one since Cole. I got my first recruit from Louisiana. I think the first ever recruit from Indiana. A couple from Tennessee and one from New Jersey. So really excited about the brand and how the reach has really grown for us. And speaking of that, we've got one of the best running backs in the country, and really didn't know him till 10 days ago. And this is a young man that had offers all over the country, and could have gone anywhere really, and he ended up coming to Clemson. And I just think that really speaks highly of the strength of the Paul. I'm really happy to have Travis joining us as well. But tremendous effort by everyone. There's always a lot of work that goes into putting a class together. Not a lot of drama for us today, other than just the emotion of the day and all that has gone on today. But just awesome. These guys have been locked in and solid from day one, and just no issues. And committed people, and that's what we knew about them in the recruiting process, and they've stayed that way the entire time. Our coaches did a great job. Our support staff, our wives, everybody worked so hard to do a great job in the recruiting process and make people feel welcome, and do a good job of articulating who we are and the message of our program. And just appreciate everyone, and especially our team. That's the greatest recruiters we have, is our team. And to be honest with you, that's why we've done well, is because of the relationships that we have here in this team, in the locker room. Those things resonate in the recruiting process. So just great appreciation for everybody involved, and Streeter and the job that he's done. For us, we're going to take a short break tomorrow, take a little break for a few days. And then we really haven't had one since the national championship. 15 games. It's been every day, but it's been awesome. It really has. It's been a lot of fun to just get out and see a lot of people. But we're going to take a little break as a coaching staff, and then we're gonna come back and get after it after this break. We've already started on our 2018 class, and already excited about the prospects that we have. Again, not going to be a big class, but we're going to sign an elite class once again. And excited about getting started with this team, this 2017 team. They're already up and running. And when we get back, we'll start rolling our sleeves up a little bit as coaches and really diving in with those guys. We got a lot of self-evaluation to do, a lot of quality control. We got a lot of things that we've got to study and learn. And I think that's one of the things that we do best, is how we start over, how we learn from the season, and how we evaluate. So that process will start really pretty much immediately, and then we're going to get this thing going. So the spring ball is right around the corner. We're going to start March 1st, and the spring game is going to be on April 8th. So ready to get going with that, and with that I'll take the questions.
Coach, you mentioned the small size of this class, but do you think it might be player for player the most talented class that you've signed?
I don't know. It's really hard to say. I think that it's just quality. That's all I can tell you. And the biggest thing, too, that really a lot of times, we really don't talk about as much is what kind of program they're coming from, how they were coached, the culture that they're bringing in with them, because that's all. They only know what they know. And then the parents, the families. And I mean, it's just this group from top to bottom, just absolutely incredible families that are coming in these doors with these players. Not to mention coming from just some excellent coaching and programs. So I'm excited about all of these guys.
Steve, this is the first time we've seen you. For just a minute, can we take a break from recruiting and talk about adding Mickey and Todd to the staff, and kind of your thought process behind that?
Yeah, just always have a plan. I mean, there's really nothing that really ever catches me off guard. I think that if you're in this position, you get caught off guard, you're probably not doing a very good job. You're probably caught off guard in a lot of other areas too. So I always have a plan in that regard, and I'm always thinking. Certainly hate to see Dan retire. I tried to talk him out of it, but man, he earned it. And he told me about 4 o'clock in the morning after the national championship game. He had a big old cigar in his hand, and we were sitting there, and highlights were going, and all this and that, and we were all celebrating. And he said, "Coach, I think I'm done." And I just looked at him, my heart just broke. I love Dan Brooks. I mean, he's a mountain of a man, a gentle soul. he's been so good for the game and has impacted so many lives. Just loyal, a joy to work with every single day. But, he's 65. He coached his 400th game this year. He coached a couple All-Americans. He won the national championship. It was like, drop the mic, and just ride off like John Wayne. What do you say? So that was, and he didn't want to. He said he kind of thought about it this summer, but typical Dan, he didn't want anybody to know anything because he just never wants anything to be about him. That's just how he is, and really didn't want to. He just literally, he was mad that I made a big deal out of it, on the parade and the banquet and all that. But man, he deserved it, and so did Kathy, his wife. The wives. I mean, he's coached 43 years, I guess. Then Marion, there's only 32 of those D-line jobs in the NFL, and he's had, people don't know, but Marion's probably had 4 or 5 jobs offered to him over the last couple years, and he's turned them all down to stay here. And he's had some good ones, some in college, some in the pros. But Marion Hobby is a great friend, incredibly loyal, been with me, I guess, 6 years now, and this was the one that he felt like was the right opportunity for him. And he's known Doug a long time. They were Tennessee together, coached together with the Saints, and he just felt like this was the right timing for him. And so happy for him. He's just awesome. So with change, you get opportunity to transition and things like that. There's some legislation coming on board with the NCAA.
What's up? A little deja vu. What's up?
Good. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Just messing with you.
Just
A little
messing
deja vu, yeah.
Okay. Is this a setup?
No, I just thought of it. I saw you on the TV downstairs,
you
so
did?
I was like, yeah, let me just come in here and mess with
You
you.
got anything you want to say?
Nothing. Happy signing day. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, good. Thanks for coming back, Christian. Oh, Lord. With there's some legislation coming about in the NCAA that that's the kind of guys we got right there. It's unbelievable. Hopefully the 10th coach is going to pass here in a couple months, and we've kind of planned for that. I've had a plan in place for that for a while. Being able to get Mickey right on the field right now and out on the recruiting trail was critical. He's gonna, he's a younger Dan Brooks. That's probably the best thing I can say. I mean, he's coached high school ball a long time. They have great relationships, and he really understands the recruiting process. He's been on it on the other side for many, many years, and he's going to do a great job. And obviously, with being able to get that extra coach, I wanted to be able to have 2 D-line coaches, 2 secondary coaches, and we will eventually get back to that. So that's kind of where we were initially, because I had Hobby, and Hobby was going to be able to just handle the D-line until, hopefully we get the 10th coach, and then we get back to having 2 D-line coaches. Well, then this came up with Hobby, and really did not, like I said, that one, didn't know. Nobody really knew. That just kind of happened. But I had a good plan on what direction I wanted to go to. I've had my eye on Todd Bates for quite a while. Just really, really excited about having the opportunity to bring him in the fold. Y'all gonna love him. He's gonna be great. I did not know him at Alabama. Obviously played at Alabama, but I didn't know him. I didn't recruit him. I wasn't there when he was there. I had never met him until 2008. Right after I got the job, I went and spoke at a quarterback club in Gadsden, I believe, and he was there. That's the first time I'd met him. He played with a lot of guys that I recruited, but I did not know Todd. So that's the first time I met him, and then just crossed paths with him over the years. He's come and worked our camp about 3 times. In fact, Dan Brooks called me over to the side, a year or so ago when he had his Achilles and was sitting in a golf cart and couldn't really work it, and he just made a point to say, that guy right there is a special coach. And I've just gotten to know him very well. He's really gifted. I love his age. He's about to be 34, got a great family, and I just think he's a great fit for us. He's coached the whole front. Can certainly handle that. He was an outstanding player, a captain. So he's a leader, just fits. He fits and is going to bring great energy in all areas. So, really excited about bringing him on board as well. And then hopefully as we move through the rest of the spring, we'll get the rest of the staff kind of all in place.
Yeah, well, I know how excited you must have been to have Will here. How much did you and he discuss that dynamic? I mean, I worked for my dad growing up for a while, and there were some pluses and some minuses.
Yeah, really not a lot, just because we've just had an unbelievable relationship his whole life. We've always been very close. I've coached him in baseball for several years. I helped him with his basketball team. I've coached him in camps every summer since he could walk. I haven't really gotten involved in his football stuff other than just really being dad. But I think it's special because, again, it just it's really not an issue. He knows me. And trust me, he knows that when we're out here on the field, I'm coach, and I'm gonna help him get better, and he'll be just like everybody else, jump in line and go compete, and that's just the way it is. But he's excited. He's excited about being a Clemson Tiger. This is his dream, and very few young men get the opportunity to achieve their dream, and it's just special to me to watch him because I'm just telling you, and I've done this a long time. And I've never recruited anybody that's worked harder to make his dream happen and to prepare himself to be the very best he can be. And it just really, in all areas, I mean, it just really makes me proud. And he's just I don't know, he's got a 4-point something. I don't know, just unbelievable. I'm just really proud of him.
Back here, and well, 2 of them in this class, but Hunter obviously at the top of a lot of recruiting rankings and stuff. How having gone with Deshaun and seeing him come through and compete, pretty much from day one for a starting job, how prepared do you think Hunter is for really challenging in that competition this spring?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't ever assume anything. I really don't. I mean, I think that he's got an incredible skill set. As talented a guy as we've signed, I don't think there's any question about that. But you got to just go to work. I mean, and that's what Deshaun did. When Deshaun came in, we had Chad Kelly, and we had Cole, we had guys, and he just kind of jumped in line and went to work. And we thought Deshaun was going to be pretty good, but he had some developing to do physically and all that. But all you can do is just go through the process and then evaluate. There's so much that goes into it, and we got to get some water under the bridge before I can really evaluate that. As far as just his potential, off the charts, tremendous. I mean, he's got a great arm. He's a lot bigger than Deshaun was coming in. He's bigger, heavier, but he's got the skill set. But how does it translate? You just never know until you start coaching a guy. So I just think you make a big mistake as a coach when you just assume those things. I mean, he's got a lot to do. Now I see him working. He's one of those driven guys, highly self-motivated, and it's very easy to notice that. But how does he translate? Once we start getting the installation going, how does he process it? How does he transition to the speed of the game and with the decision making and the size of everyone and the timing and in high school this is your margin for error. In college it goes to here, and in pros it goes to there. How does he transition? I don't know until we get out there and go let him compete. But he's certainly going to have that opportunity this spring.
Coach, you've been trying to explain for the last few years how good of a football conference the ACC has been. Now with the performance in the bowl season, you're finally getting that recognition from the media. Several have anointed the ACC the best football conference in the nation this past season. How much easier does that make it when you go into the homes of recruits, especially here in the Southeast?
Well, I think it changes the narrative that for years everybody's tried to kind of force down everybody. It's kind of that kind of goes away a little bit because, and again, the reason we've been so successful in all those big games, whether it's SEC, Big 12, Big 10, is because of 2 things. One is the people that we have here, how we practice, what we have to go against every single day. Number one, that's really the key. When you have that type of competition on your practice field every day, And then the second thing is the league we play in. I've said it for several years. And again, just look at the draft. Look at the national award winners, the defenses that we've played. So we just have not been overwhelmed by anybody. And, again, there's a lot of rhetoric that gets thrown out there that sounds good, but it don't always match up, not to recent history. You look at the last 3, 4, 5 years, you can just see where this league has just transformed. It's a tremendously competitive league. You better bring it every single week. It's deep. 11 bowl teams, and I guess we were 8-3 in the bowl games. What was it?
11-4 versus the SEC.
Yeah, so head to head against the SEC there. That's really all you need to know. It doesn't really, nothing else needs to be said. But it doesn't mean we're the greatest league or anything. It just means that this is. How you measure all that stuff, maybe from year to year it fluctuates, but I just know this league has been very competitive for many years now. Having been in the SEC for 13 years and now in this league for 14 years, I have I think a pretty good gauge of what it looks like. And, this is great coaching, great players, and, it's awesome to see our league have the success that it's had over the past few years.
Who are some of the guys in this year's class who you think can make an immediate impact this year?
Yeah, I think that first of all, when you start talking about those things, you got to look at need. Sometimes you got guys that make an impact simply just out of need because you may be thin at a spot or something like that. And then the next thing is just maybe just where they are physically. Sometimes guys come in and they're just physically ready. If they can grasp on mentally, then they have a good opportunity. Like a John Simpson, for example. Goodness gracious, he just physically so gifted. He was able to, he didn't become the starter, but man, he made some unbelievable progress throughout the season, and just really excited about that. So sometimes you have a little bit of, of that. But just looking at this class, I think, first of all, speaking of need, running back. And we got 3 running backs on scholarship this spring. So whether he's ready or not, he better get ready, because there's a big need. So that's just kind of, sometimes that's the way it is. And then you look at the physical aspect of it. So you look at a guy like T. Higgins. Mike Williams just walked out the door. Here's a 6'5" guy that we've had in camp. We have good working knowledge of as far as his skill set. So same thing with Amari. Artavis is going out. Amari is a strong, tough, physical young guy. Can they grasp it mentally? We'll see. But I think, those 2 guys have a chance to jump in there. And obviously one of the quarterbacks could certainly get in the mix. I don't know if both will play. I have no idea. There's just no, our thing is come in and we tell them all, come in and prepare to be the guy. If you don't come in here prepared to be the starter and win the job, you're cheating yourself and you're cheating the team. So that's how we challenge all these guys. But I think you look over at the defensive line side, there'll be a couple of those guys. We got 2. We'll see how that all plays out. But these are 2 physically gifted young men. They're not guys that, are lean for the position. These are some physically developed young guys that I think will have a chance. And then we've got some really good players returning the secondary. But the length of LeAnthony and AJ is a little different. So we got to go and evaluate all that stuff and see how it plays out. But all of them have a chance to make an impact. All 14 of them. We just gotta see how it plays out. And then, as I said earlier, Will, he's got a chance to make an impact as our holder. Nobody wants to talk about that, but I'm losing sleep over Seth being gone and Teasdall. It's not often you lose your first and second team holder in the same year because we've been pretty solid right there. So, I am thankful that he's got 5 years of good experience doing that.
The last, say, 8 or 9 years, has the message ever shifted from come help us build this to maybe help us maintain this or help us keep, keep this championship level? Has the message shifted a little bit?
Not really. The message is just, come be great. Come be a part of, something special. And, we lay it out. This is who we are. This is the way we do things. Come and, be a part of it. And just buy into the overall daily grind of what we do and how we do it here at Clemson. But it really hasn't changed much. I mean, it hasn't had to. I mean, certainly winning the national championship, that's really the only – I mean, we had a lot to sell. I mean, it's not like – I mean, we've done everything multiple times. So we've had a lot to sell to these guys, especially academically, to go along with the success on the field. So now, winning the championship just kind of, I think, just makes the conversation even better. But it hadn't really changed a whole lot.
Is there an easy answer for people who wonder about the small class sizes kind of back to back to back?
Yeah, I mean, simple math. I don't understand, how you sign 25 every year. 25 times 4 is 100. All right, and I don't think 25 freshmen play every year. I've never known 25 freshmen to play every year. You usually redshirt a lot of those guys, and so if you got 85 scholarships when you start the season, and you lose 12. I don't know how you sign 25, unless you're running guys off or whatever. I mean, that's just not how we operate. I mean, we love our guys. We're committed to our guys. Our job is to develop them. It's till graduation do we part. So, we've got 14 spots. We got 14 spots. That's what we had. And we got one spot left, and that's going to be for our whoever wins the punting job. We're going to have a heck of a little punting competition, and whoever wins it's going to get that scholarship in the fall. But we have 14 to give. That's what we had. And, again, like I said, next year we got 9 seniors, and we had one guy leave the program. So I've got 10 scholarships in my pocket for 2018. And, again, you evaluate your sophomore class. That'll be juniors. There's some guys in there that, as time goes, you maybe will project to go sign 12, 13, maybe 14, I don't know. There's certain, sometimes things happen that you don't know about. Sometimes a guy has a medical that you never saw it coming. Sometimes a guy will just leave your program. You didn't see that coming. So that can affect your number. But for us, we don't project all that. We just, here's our number, it's what we recruit to. And we're very disciplined to that. And we believe in developing our players. I mean, this is a developmental sport. And we pour into these guys. I always tell them, man, hey, just, good wood will burn once it's lit. Sometimes it just takes a little longer to get it lit. Marcus Edmond, good wood. Just took a little bit longer to get it lit a little bit. There's a lot of guys like that. Ryan Carter, C.J. Fuller. I mean, our roster's full of good wood. Jadar Johnson, that sometimes takes a little bit longer. Sometimes you get some good kindling in here, just right out of the gate, just a big old flame. Other times it takes a little longer. And our job is to nurture that. So, we're very much a developmental program, and that's why our guys graduate. I mean, that's why we've got unbelievably uncommon graduation percentage here because guys stay. I mean, you just look at the draft this year. You got 103 juniors that have come out early for the draft, and only 8 of the 103 have a degree, and 4 of the 8 are from Clemson. And not just 4 guys leaving her. I mean, you're talking about Deshaun Watson, Wayne Gallman, Mike Williams, and Artava Scott, and 2 of them graduated in 3 years. That's just the culture that we have. So our guys graduate, they stay, and it's awesome. You got a guy like Crowder who could have left, who comes back for his 5th year. Same thing with Carlos Watkins this past year. We have a culture like that here. So that's the only way I can explain it is, I don't know how to create more scholarships. I mean, if somebody teach me that math, maybe I can figure it out. But we're loyal to the guys that are here. That's who I'm committed and loyal to.
Coach, gradually the last few years, you've had your